I'm joined today by Lisa and Raf, aka Team Diaz, a husband and wife duo who not only share life together, but also work side by side helping families with their home financing. I'm excited to get to know their story a little bit better and hear what it's like to balance both marriage and mortgages.
Mm.
Team Diaz, thank you so much for joining me.
You're
You're
welcome. Thanks
welcome.
for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Yes, my great pleasure.
So why don't we start off by you guys just kind of telling us a little bit of your backstory? How did you get started in the mortgage industry? Lisa, did you always work here? Did Raf suck you in? Kind of what's that backstory there?
Well, my background's actually in education. So I was teaching um, prior to doing this. And Raf was in the industry for, was it 23? He's been in the industry for about
23 years.
23 years.
For 2 years before you.
Yeah. And he was in it for 2 years before I joined him. And what happened was it was during a refi boom and he was very busy working until 11 at night. So I would just, come in on the weekends and help him out. And I actually really enjoyed it. So he's like, I'm making money now. You don't have to do that if you don't want to.
I made her an offer she couldn't refuse.
Yeah. And yeah, and the situation I was in wasn't like completely ideal. So I was really open to something else and I enjoyed it and the rest is history. So I was his assistant. My, role has changed a lot throughout the years. But yeah, that's kind of how we got started together. Um, yeah, I'm not licensed. He is. So obviously all the mortgage stuff is all him. But yeah, we've been working together for 19 years.
Wow. And Raf, how did you get started in the industry? Kind of
Sure,
I'm
sure.
sure it's an entertaining story.
Yeah,
I've heard a lot.
absolutely, absolutely. So, first of all, I love people. I find that I get the most rewards when I'm able to help someone in whatever situation in life or in this case mortgages, right? And I have always been in sales. I was a sales manager at a gym, local gym, for a few years, and is a being in a gym atmosphere, you meet a lot of people. And so I got recruited from the gym business into the mortgage industry. And I knew nothing about the mortgage industry. But as I learned and understood how how you can help people with these amazing tools, I found a love for it, and more so, I've gotten to meet so many people throughout the years. Not everyone's the same, operates the same. So to me, every day is a new day, and every day is a new challenge when it comes to mortgages. And so, and then having brought on board Lisa, it has been an incredible blessing along the way as well.
It's great to be able to support him in business and in life because it's all to our benefit. So, and he can trust me fully and I can, trust him fully. So it's just a great situation for us. I know a lot of people say they can't do that, but we really enjoy it, and we really know each other's weaknesses and strengths, and we can really play off of that to help each other.
And that took a while, just like anything in life, right? You may not have a passion for what position that you're in, but you can learn to gain a passion for it. And that's what it was like for her and I. For me, as a licensed loan officer, and we're wired very differently. And so she's coming from a background of being a teacher dealing with children. I'm coming from a background in psychology and sales, right? Understanding her strength and how that can marry my weaknesses, and vice versa. It was trial and error, learning how to not overstep those boundaries, right? But once we got that respect, and really understand each other's strengths and abilities, we were able to really use that to our benefit, to benefit our clients, our customers, our friends, our marriage, everything encompassing. So it's very, very powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome that you guys were able to work that out, because I'm sure there were, some times and still probably are that get a little contentious, but it's we love having, you as a team and the husband wife duo here, and It's awesome. Um, what do you feel has been the most effective way that you've been able to build your client base?
Well, for me, it has been, I didn't know that I was operating in this sense. When I am sitting with a client, as I'm sitting here with you doing this interview, you're my most important thing happening right now. So my mind is not elsewhere. I'm not thinking of what phone calls are coming in, what emails I got, what situations happening. I'm not thinking what deal am I losing out because I'm doing this interview. My focus is you. And so that's the same mentality when I'm working with a client, when I'm sitting with them, face to face or on a video chat or over the phone, is my full attention is on them, understanding, listening to understand, not listening to have a response. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
And so because of that approach, that has led to many referrals along the way. There was a time, many years ago, again, 23 years in this business, where it was like, I was on the road 24/7, 7, 8, 10 appointments during the day. Many that will listen to this could understand and have that uh, uh, understanding, appreciation for it. So, I hit the streets, I door knocked, I cold called, but now I'm at a place, and I'm very grateful that I learned how to be in the moment, be present with my clients one at a time, and that has led to many referrals. Same with realtors. They understand that when I'm talking with them, that I'm present, I'm there, I'm listening to understand, not to respond. And so that it's just been a building it one client at a time.
Yeah, no, that's definitely, and you're obviously very successful at it, so it's perfect. Kind of piggybacking off of that, how do you, both as a team, individually, what's your process there, but how do you build trust with clients who may be feeling overwhelmed by the process?
Well, I think that's one of my biggest strengths, because I have a lot of sympathy. I don't just sell a product. I also invest in my clients. And what does that look like? I'm glad you asked. It looks this way. I just don't look at the numbers. I don't just look at the credit scores, their income, the situation. I interview them. I want to know, what drives them, what are their passions, to make sure that as I'm interviewing them, they may not know they're interviewing me as well. There has been times where I've said to the client, look, you're coming from another lender, or you've had bad experiences in the past. Your guard is up. My job is to figure out how we can bring our guard down. Okay. You could bring it up anytime you want. Okay. And let's be honest, but the goal here is I'm interviewing you. You're interviewing me subconsciously here. But if we're not a fit, let's just be transparent with each other. And because I value you and I want you to value my time as well. And typically, once those words are stated and they sense my genuinity, the guard goes down. Now I can work with them. So there's a process. It's not just, here's my rate, here's what I can do for you. This is your credit scores, this is your income, and treat them as a financial piece. But no, I'm treating them as a human being as a whole.
Yeah, and you're building trust along the way. So they trust him throughout the process, and they know that he's going to answer his phone, that he's there for them. He's going to answer all their questions. He's, going through the process with them. I know it can sound cliche, but you're journeying with them. You are. You're on that, journey with them, and, they know that they're not alone during the process, and they have someone that's got their back. So that's good for them to know. And
most of the calls, especially with first-time home buyers, I love first-time home buyers because they're raw. There's no bad habits, if you will, versus someone that's bought and sold or refinanced many times. They come with bad habits, right? And in a joking way. So you get to work with them and build a foundation that's clean and strong. But most, if you were to go on my reviews, most of my reviews will state the following. Made me at ease, answer all my questions, answer all my calls, my texts. Of course, there's a balance in life as well, but they also know that. Okay, so it's setting expectations up front is so important. Just like my wife and I, Lisa, we do what we call tune-ups. We check on each other to make sure that, hey, are we balanced?
Yeah.
Now I'm not talking about work. Now I'm talking about personal life, because that
will affect everything.
That will affect everything. If we're not okay, business may not be okay. Yeah, we may be still closing loans, and that's great, but that fire could be burning out. So we want to make sure we keep that fire burning in a balanced manner.
Yeah.
No, that definitely makes sense. So you mentioned kind of liking to work with first-time home buyers because they don't have bad habits as you, if you will. So that leads perfectly into my next question. What's a common misconception people have about getting a mortgage?
The misconception that I hear mainly is, I don't know if I can qualify because I keep hearing or I keep reading I need 20% down. I have no money, Ralph. I'm like, great, no money, it's a good thing. They laugh, right? They laugh. You kind of, you kind of soften them, break the ice a little bit, because they're already nervous. Most of the time, they're getting information online that may be true, may not be so true, or they're speaking to family members, coworkers, neighbors, right?
An aunt that did this 20 years ago, and everything's different, but they're going to listen to the aunt.
So what happens is, one of the things I always tell first-time home buyers, once I pre-approve them and they're ready to go, I'll let them know, now that your antennas are up, okay, you're going to be hearing everything about real estate, everything about mortgages. You could be at a restaurant, and next thing you know, someone's talking about real estate, your antennas are up, right? Just like when you see, let's say you see a brand new car, and you're like, wow, I like that car, and you get the same car. Now everybody has it. Why? Because you weren't looking for that car. You didn't have that one thing that everybody has, right? So it's the same thing. So I always tell them, everyone's going to become a professional, except the loan officer and the realtor. So it's very important that if you hear, see, or read something that you're like, wow, Raph didn't share that with me, please call, text, or email me, and I would guide you and let you know, yes, it's true. Here's how it is true. No, it's not true. Burn it, get rid of it, delete it. Allow us to be your professional coach along the way. So that's the misconception all the time is that, hey, I don't have any money. You need 20% down. And a lot of people don't know that there's assistance, and how to get it.
No, I know that's one of the things I create so much marketing materials around too, is just the myths and that kind of stuff. This might be a little bit different, or it might be the same for both of you, but can you share a particular memorable or meaningful loan that you've closed?
Yeah, actually. I had there are many, but one that really sticks out, and boy, this was really like hit home for me. They were a couple in their late 70s. Sweet, beautiful couple. One lived in Massachusetts, one lived in New Hampshire. Both of this, they became widowed, and then they met each other through friends, and a year later they got married. Well, the husband had a home in New Hampshire that he had for years, and this is a very unique home, and they were trying to sell and buy. They wanted to move to Massachusetts in a condo, no maintenance and so on, because they were older, and they didn't know how to even start, what to do. One never owned a home before in their 70s. Okay. The one that owned the house had never refinanced it. I mean, right? So one of the things as a loan officer is we never want to go into a situation thinking they may already know. So I'm just gonna get right down to it, right? So when I set up a Zoom meeting with the two of them, they were so amazing, such an amazing couple. I could tell one was a professor. He was a professor in college, had obviously retired, and so I walked them through the process. We were able to do a bridge loan. get them pre-approved for their condo. They bought their condo. About 6 months later, they sold their house in New Hampshire. We were able to put this together with the assistance of the realtor, a beautiful teamwork between Team Diaz and that realtor, to be able to get these elderly folks to sell their home in New Hampshire and move them into Massachusetts, into their condo closer to her side of the family with her grandchildren. But the reason why it's so memorable is because there were moments where the husband had felt like he had no idea what I was talking about, even though I repeated myself consistently. I recorded over and over again Zoom meetings. Most of our conversations were, I was like, no, we got to go to the Zoom. I want to record our conversation because I want you to play this over and over. And it was her and I and the realtor constantly repeating ourselves, explaining things over and over and over. And I would tell you this, for many of you out there, I'm sure you feel the same way. There are times I'm like, this is frustrating. You know, I feel like all I do is repeat myself over and over and over again. And then I realized that my frustrations were because this is not in front of them, obviously. This is me thinking when I'm laying in bed or having dinner or talking to my wife. I'm like, am I not explaining myself correctly? Am I not saying things the way I should be saying them? Because everybody learns differently. Some are visual, some are hands-on. I'm not visual, I'm hands-on. Show me, you know, don't tell me, don't give me written directions, just show me. And so I realized something. I was getting frustrated because I took it personal. Where it was a hit to my ego in the sense of like, am I losing my touch? Because it was challenging, because he would question things as if I never even talked about it. So I realized this. Here's what the takeaway was and why it was so memorable. I realized, wow, my frustrations were not because of them. My frustrations was because I was feeling a little bit insecure because it challenged me in the sense of, am I explaining things correctly? Am I losing my touch? But it was more because I realized my frustrations, I should have been a perspective change. Hey, I'm getting frustrated because maybe you should just have a little bit more patience because your patience are being tried. And so that's why it's memorable for me for two reasons. One, the couple was just amazing. We were able to successfully provide them with a mortgage and move them out of their situation into a more prominent one. And how patient they were with me. And at the end, they wrote a beautiful review. And it was so impactful that Rich also gave them a call to check up on them and to make sure that they were okay. And they spoke very highly of North Point Mortgage. The loan itself wasn't easy, which makes it more memorable, right? But I tell you, the team effort with our staff at North Point Mortgage, the team effort with the realtor and the clients, it was all hands on deck. And I don't know that I remember having to bring all our tools to the table and say, we got it for one loan, we got to figure this out. And so even now, once in a while, they'll call me or they'll text me and I'll text them back, just checking in on them. So that's the memorable one for sure.
And I think for me, it's different because he's the one that has more contact, you know, with the clients. He's doing the initial, he gets to really know them, and I don't really get to know them on that level. But what's interesting now is that it'll be 3 years now that we've lived in our my hometown, Massachusetts. So what's really nice now is that we're starting to get inquiries and calls from people that I went to school with. People that I haven't really even been in touch with for forever. Now they're reaching out, and it's just it's nice to know that we're able to help them, and there's a connection, and I know who they are. And then he gets to kind of have a little idea of, you know, people that I've known, you know, in my past. And so it is different where he does have more of the relational aspect with them, where now my role is more like social media, anything he needs me to assist with, but not so much, you know, one-on-one with the clients. So,
but you know what's awesome is that because I am very pragmatic, and everything I do is I do it with gusto, right? Is that even though she may not be in front of my clients, she feels like she's part of them because I'm always verbalizing everything, all my experience with them, that I'm having with them, because she'll ask me, she'll notice if my body language changes, she'll notice if my tone changes. She's like, what's going on? And so I go into an explanation. So she's definitely along for the ride, for sure.
Whether you want to be or not.
Right.
No, those are great examples and good stories. So shifting gears a little bit, what do you think sets North Point apart from other lenders?
Parties! Just kidding.
We are a lot of fun.
You want to go first? Well, I mean, you want to go first? Yeah, good. I'll give you the floor, baby.
I mean, so we've worked at 2 other companies.
Mortgage specialist, 3. In 23 years, we've worked at 3 different companies. We've been here 18 years.
Well, are you counting this company?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So 2 others prior to. So I would say
3 actually.
what I noticed the most is well, it's a little different now that everyone's, they're not really in the offices, they're working from home. But the biggest thing I would say was how willing everyone is to help each other out. It's not like, oh, this is just my business and I'm doing this and I'm not going to share anything with you. And even just to like, for example, even like when we go on vacation, someone's there that can help and step in and it's not, oh, I need to get paid on all these things. It's, not even about any of that. Obviously you want to help people out, but yeah, I would say, the community, the help that we get, the direct contact we have with the owners and management, where you don't typically have that with with other companies. You have to go through the chains and that's always like the last thing, but whoever gets to speak with an owner, no one really. So I think that's the biggest things that I've noticed, and just the great support, like for you, for example, with marketing and being willing to to help with things and create material and all of that if if we need something. So
yeah, that's awesome. That's a good point. I'm gonna springboard off of that. I'm gonna talk about Tim and Rich as the owners of the company. I've gotten to know them very, very well over the last 18 years. Spent some time with Tim and his family, his beautiful family, and I spent some time with Rich as well. And one of the things I love, putting business aside for a second, is the genuineness of Tim and Rich. Man, I mean, I can get emotional right now just, looking back when I first met them 18 years ago, and they've only had, Sturbridge was the only office, and they only had like 3 or 4 people working out of that office at that time. We were being recruited at that point. And I would
open up Bedford, right?
Open up Bedford with Karen Lagasse. And the thing is that they didn't even come looking for us. We were told about North Point Mortgage through a friend of mine who had interviewed and said to us, this is what he said to me. He's like, hey, Raph, I interviewed with this company, it's North Point Mortgage, with Tim and these guys, Tim and Rich. They're up and coming. They have not much to offer, but I think that you would be a great fit. And I said, why? Is there something to offer? He goes, because they didn't give me any smoke and mirrors. They said, hey, we're brand new in this industry. We're only 2 years of it. We want to be open 2 years. We only have 1 office at Sturbridge. We don't have anything to offer you, but here's what we have. And if you're willing to stick with us, take that chance, that sacrifice, would you do it? And so when I interviewed with them, I saw that genuineness with a little bit of apprehension, of course, right? And here I am 18 years later. So one of the things is, like Lisa said, I can call, text, or email them anytime, any day, and they answer me.
Yeah.
They get their hands dirty with us, with loans. They've been in the trenches with us. They know what it's like, especially being 100% commission. They understand what we go through in the front lines, And they know that every loan matters, every client matters, and it starts on the top and it flows down. And so that genuineness, that I'm gonna be in the trenches with you, just flows down through the staff, Joanna, Rob, Cheryl. If I'm leaving anybody else, forget me. But just amazing. I mean, I call them the top gun, because they are. Yes, at the end of the day, we have to take care of our clients and we have to close business to stay open. But we do it with such care and with such pride that it just shows. And I tell you, I've seen over the years people leave and come back. I think that's a beautiful part, right? Of being at somewhere for such a long time. You see people kind of grow and they grow wings and they grow
and go.
They grow and go. Right? They're given the right tools and they leave. Right? Hey, good, great, enjoy, have fun, keep growing, be successful. But then they come back, and it's a confirmation that we're in the right place.
Yeah.
Over and over and over and over again. And again and again and again and again and again.
No, I always like to ask that question because I'm seeing the same trends and it's kind of how I feel, but it's, special coming from you guys who have been here for so long too. It makes me happy that I've been here less than 2 years. You've been here 18 years and we kind of have the same answer to that question, right?
That's awesome.
So
Beautiful.
it's nice to know it hasn't changed.
Yes.
So to end this interview, we're going to do a little something different. We're going to do some fun rapid fire questions. Yay! So you can each answer, and it's, no wrong answers, whatever comes to mind. So yeah.
Okay.
We'll just dive in. Are you guys each individually early birds or night owls?
Early birds.
Yeah.
And I know you love your birds,
we do.
We do love our birds. We love going to bed early. Around 8:30, and we love waking up in the morning, and we're just so grateful each day.
Yeah.
And like I say in all my videos, we love the mornings, we love the day, and I always say be thankful and grateful for each day that we have.
Yeah.
And we mean it.
Absolutely.
Because you never know what card you're going to be dealt with that day.
Yep.
Very true.
Yeah.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee.
I'm like, if anyone in this industry says tea, then they might not be in the right industry.
You're sick and you have a sore throat, maybe, but no, coffee.
Well, I will say we're only one cup.
Just 1 cup in the morning.
1 cup in the morning. Okay. We do take our time with our coffee in the morning. We sit out on the porch every morning.
Yeah.
Okay. And we decompress. We have conversation. We have our devotionals. We don't start with our phones. We don't start. We want to clear our minds. We want to do all the download and clearing so that we're not doing that when we're engaging with our clients. And then for me, I have what I call my weekend coffee. You want to tell them what that is, baby? Yeah.
So during the week, it's just regular creamer. So like half and half, whatever. And I'll do that all the time. But on the weekends, he has to have something sweet. He would have that all week, but I say no, just the weekend. So he does, the flavored creamers. Right now he's got a s'mores one going on. So that's his Saturday, Sunday coffee flavor.
And it's great because I'm very goal oriented. So if I know that the week is coming, I'm like, my sweet coffee's coming. And it's exciting.
Have you ever tried maple syrup in your coffee?
I don't think so.
It is so good.
Oh,
that's my go-to.
Aunt Jemima?
No, New England. Real New England. What?
She's like, I'm from Maine, Rab.
I'm like, no, we are New Englanders. We have real maple syrup.
No.
Real maple syrup in your coffee.
I never tried it. We tried agave.
Yeah, you've tried some other things, but yeah.
What is your dream vacation spot?
Ooh, I feel like there's a lot.
We love the beach.
Yeah.
We love the beach. As a matter of fact, she has taught me the love for the beach. Because I grew up in a very, I'm one of many. Same father, same mother, 8 total, but 12 and all. And so big family, going to the Hampton and the crowds, right? All that very stimulating for me. Woo, great, yeah. And then she's the only child. And so she's more like in the, peaceful solitude,
Like private beach, not a lot of
tranquility.
people.
So, and when I was getting to know her, by the way, we've been together 29, 28 years together, married for 22
in September.
22 September. So, she taught me like you can enjoy the beach, Raph, without all the craziness. So the first time I actually went to like a beautiful, less crowded beach, I was just like, short circuiting. I'm like, where's all the place? Why is this so quiet? Over the years, I love it. Now I just so I think that dream vacation, you know what? Maybe like a private island with just a beach.
Yeah, maybe.
And they just dropped the food down for us.
Yeah.
That sounds delightful.
I mean, we've mentioned like Italy and places like that, but yeah, I know we do love the beach. So every summer we go to the Cape and love it.
It's nice and relaxing. I like it.
Yeah, we don't really. I don't think we ever really discussed. Oh, this is our dream vacation. I think that we just love because a vacation is what you make it.
Yeah.
If you think about it, right? A home is what you make it. You could have a mansion and be super miserable.
Yeah.
You could have a tiny little ranch and be incredibly happy and content. You could be in Italy and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. This is amazing. Or be at somewhere cute and be like, I'm so miserable. I'm bored. So again, it's what you make it. And I think that we've learned that little is, how's that saying go? Little is more or more.
Yeah.
How's it go?
Less is more. Less is more.
There you go. There you go. I knew there was some help.
Like, we need some help. Yeah.
And to just finish it out, this is like for each of you. What's one thing people would be surprised to learn about you?
I'm Puerto Rican.
Shocking.
Well, I've led a medical missions trip to the Dominican.
That's awesome.
With our church. Yeah, a couple of times. Yeah.
That's
awesome.
Yeah.
For me, I would say one thing that people don't know about me. Wow, what a great question!
Because I feel like people know us.
maybe, yeah, I do. I feel like people do know us.
Yeah.
Maybe that I'm trying to think about like. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, there's a lot of very intimate things as far as like family, my mother and stuff like that. But I would say one that people may not know about me is that I went to Africa, Jakarta, Africa, for a mission trip. A very small group of us went there, and it was such an incredible. They spent a lot of time here in the United States prepping us, like a month or two, prepping us for culture shock. Ooh, yeah, that's the one, for culture shock. And this is one that nobody knows that I'm going to share with you right now. And for those of you out there, is that they prepped us, our team lead, our pastor, they prepped us for us to make sure that we didn't have like a anxiety attack once we went into Africa in Jakarta area. That when I went there, I actually was like, wow, I felt like I fit in. It was kind of weird, right? It didn't shock me per se, yet all my senses were going off. The smells, the scenery, the people, very, very different. I didn't even, it's one thing to see it on TV, but then to be there, my goodness. So coming back to the United States, once we landed, the next day, I got in my car in my garage. And when I went to start my car, I broke down and I started to cry because I realized my culture shock didn't happen there. it happened here. I had
Mm.
culture shock of the United States.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
sit there and push button, start my car in my garage, dressed up at the time, back in the day when we used to dress up, for, with our suits and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm getting ready to pull out, and I'm just like, I started to cry because I realized I have a car. I'm dressed up to the nines. I have a beautiful home, an incredible wife. We're helping people. I just couldn't believe what I just experienced and what I had. I had a new appreciation for life. I had a new appreciation for what we do, and a new appreciation for the things we have.
Yeah.
I'm smiling and nodding because I had the exact same reaction. I went to Nepal about 10 years ago for a month, and I had the exact same reaction when I got home from Nepal. So the perspective it gives you on life and what's important, what's not, it shifts your thinking.
It does. It does. And I share that with great joy because I know some men out there will be like, wow, you cried? Yeah, loan officers do cry. Some cry through frustrations, others just just cry. We're human beings. And that's what drives us every day is the beautiful appreciation that we live in an incredible country. We have opportunities each day, and it is up to us to make a difference.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to join me today. And I'm so excited to feel like we had a little mini TED Talk. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, so thank you guys very much.
Thank you as well.
Yes, thank you.